So today I'm going to show you how to fix a leaking valve on a CPVC piped plumbing system. We had our house replumbed about 17 years ago, and when we did it we went from copper to CPVC. It's a pretty inexpensive piping system and pretty reliable. If you have a copper plumbing in your house or galvanized, galvanized piping, you'll want to use a different method. But the valve I've got here is a valve that's designed specifically for CPVC pipe to convert it, to attach the metal valve to CPVC. I will warn you that this pipe is pressurized pipe, so if you don't feel like you know what you're doing, I would suggest you hire a plumber, but hopefully with my help, and if you're pretty handy, you'll be able to do this job on your own and save yourself a few dollars and having to look at a plumber's crack all day long. So the first step is going to be to go outside and shut off the water to the house, because there's no other isolation valve. If you're lucky enough to have an isolation valve to a certain part of your house, you can cut that off, but I'm going to have to cut the plumbing off to the whole house. So ideally you'd want to leave it off for 24 hours, but I think you can get away with leaving it off for about an hour while the glue dries to the valve. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, little lizards down there. I'm gonna have to dig a little bit. Here's the actual valve right there. All right, you can see the valve right here. I had to go get a little bit bigger wrench, but turn it in a clockwise direction. And this is what they call a quarter stop valve. And this thing does not want to go. And you'll know this thing is fully closed when these two holes right here line up, this one and this one. There it is. Just look and make sure there's no water running. All right, let's go back inside and get to cutting on that pipe. So the next thing you want to do is drain the system of water. You want to find the, sorry, my feet are kind of dirty from going outside, but find the lowest faucet or water outlet in your house, whether that be a hose bib. This is actually the bathtub in the same bathroom where we got the leak. And open up that valve, let the water drain out. That'll just save you having a bunch of water coming out of the system once you cut the pipe where the valve is. So let that drain for about 5 minutes and then we'll start cutting. Okay, a few things about cutting this pipe. Where we've got the leak is right here. Actually three ways you can cut this. You can use a hacksaw, or they have specially designed PVC. They're like big scissors that are made to cut PVC pipe. I've got one, but I don't have it here. The problem with the hacksaw is that you can get the cut out of square pretty easily, and you've got to deburr the pipe. Once you get that done, doesn't really leave a clean cut. And the problem with the squeeze method with the PVC pipe cutter is that the scissor type PVC pipe cutter is that this CPVC can get brittle over time and you can crack this pipe back into the wall. So we don't want to do that. Plus it can deform the shape of the pipe from a good round shape. So what I've decided to do is use this designed pipe thread cutter. This is actually made to cut brass and PVC. So this will leave you a real square cut. So I'm gonna use this one. And what you do is you put it on here and tighten this nut up till it gets pretty tight. Till you get just a little bit of pressure on here, and that pressure will start cutting into the pipe as you rotate around like this. So you make a couple of passes and then just keep tightening down every couple of revolutions. And that cutting wheel is tightened down each time you do that. Just cuts a little bit at a time. Go ahead and let the water drain out of there for a little while. Right, see, that makes a nice clean cut right there. Pop the valve off the supply hose. All right, you want to make sure this pipe is really, really dry, because you don't want anything interfering with the setup of the PVC cement. So if you have to, stick some paper towels or towels up here to soak up any excess water. Make sure you get it all out. I'm going to take a little paper towel, stick up in there, try to get back there as far as I can. Okay, just for a little insurance, to make sure that we have a good bond on this pipe, I'm going to sand it just a little bit, very lightly, with some 320 grit sandpaper. It'll just roughen up the surface just a bit. Ensure we get good bite on the glue. Make sure that the edges are all cleaned up, deburred. Again, as you can see, that's a pretty clean square cut, and we don't need to do much else. So we've got cement made for CPVC, and then we've got the purple primer, and then we've got the valve here. This is just a valve I got from Lowe's, but it goes from 1/2 inch CPVC to 3/8 inch toilet or supply line. As you can see inside here, there's a PVC housing inside this pipe, so when you put that on, it basically glues on just like a PVC, just like PVC to PVC, and then converts that into this metal valve. So looks like that's got a pretty good fit. Put a little primer on it. We will take our valve, got to prime the inside of that, just like that. Now we take the cement, see, this is orange in color, but put a liberal coat on, nice thick coat on that, the pipe, and you've got to get inside the body here, and then come back and coat this one more time. You want to put it on with the valve facing 90 degrees from where you want it, and then let's turn that to come up. So make sure you got a good seat. You're going to hold that for about 30 seconds while the glue sets up. Wipe off any excess glue. It's a little unsightly. Easier to wipe it up now than wait till it dries to clean it up. You want to put a little pipe thread tape on here before making this connection. There. Might need to come back on this threaded connection and put some thread tape, but we'll see how it holds up. And now that you got everything back connected, looks like it's fitted in there pretty good. You want to wait about at least an hour. I'm going to wait an hour. Technically, you're supposed to wait 24 hours, but I've heard people say you could turn the water back on in 10 minutes, but I'm going to wait at least an hour. Come back, turn the water back on, make sure it's not leaking. And with that, you've got it done. So we will see you in at least an hour, maybe more. So here we are the next day. I went outside and turned the water back on yesterday. And before I did, I laid down a paper towel, this blue shop towel, and that would definitely show any leaks if I had any kind of dripping going on, and left it there overnight and we've had no drips. The toilet works well, as you can see, and we have our valve fixed. And there you are, you got a new valve. Pick up the paper, and hope this video helped you out. If it did, I've got some bigger, more complicated projects on my channel. Just hit subscribe and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.